Welcome into another edition of Popcorn and Root Beer. Tonight, we're going to be bringing you our predictions for big award shows coming up, like the Grammys and some of the biggest upcoming blockbuster hits. I can't wait to get started. Let's get to it. Welcome, one and all, to In Between Media's premier entertainment podcast. We are the only entertainment podcast, but nonetheless, we hold that title and we hold it with pride. Joining me today is my lovely team. To my, looking at it, to my left, the right, if you're watching this on screen, that's Trash Sandwiches. Trash, what's going on?
Hello. Also, I just need to say we are premiere in every sense of the word because premiere is also first, a little word nerd bits. I'm an editor. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Happy to be here tonight.
Trash, so excited to have
fun
so
stuff.
excited to have you. So excited to talk movies with you. On the other side, we got Jake Parry. Jake, what's going on?
You know, I'm just powering through. That's what we're doing. We're getting it done. I'm leaving for Florida in less than 15 hours. So I'm just counting down the seconds for that.
Oh, man. Getting away from this freezing cold weather. Cannot wait. Well, it's been a minute since we've been together. But we have some exciting stuff cooking as well on this Popcorn and Root Beer team. But to everyone who's watching right now, thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe. The best way to support this channel and to keep this going and letting us do what we love to do is by liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Tell us how great we're doing, or if you're feeling particularly negative, tell us how bad we're doing. Either way, it's all engagement, and we want it anyway. So
no, I want you to tell us that our takes are good or bad, please.
Yeah, seriously, and
call us out.
Let us know how these betting takes are going for you, because we're here to make you some money.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you go on my Twitter bio, my Venmo link is in there. So if you hit big on some of these bets, share the love.
Share a little bit.
We appreciate.
Yeah, right. But this is a movies, TV, and music kind of thing. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that coming up. But Trash, what have you been watching lately? Anything good?
So I've been staying up way too late to binge the TV show Designated Survivor. Is it good? It's hard to say. Am I absolutely hooked in? Absolutely.
I think that's the best way you could describe that show, because there's some episodes where I'm like, this is peak television. And then there's other ones where I'm like, what did I just watch? Was this actually something somebody thought was a good episode?
I am not a Kiefer. The first season, you don't like him. Yeah, he's not the best.
I don't like Kiefer Sutherland. I'm just not a fan.
Can we maybe just briefly talk about how 24 might be the most overrated show of all time?
I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it.
You're not missing out, but it's in everybody's top 10. And I'm like, have you guys have you watched the show, or you saw somebody else do this and that's what you think you're supposed to do now?
I'm not even sure if I've heard of it. So
I've heard of it. I mean, I know
Kiefer Sutherland as a spy.
Yeah, it's just a spy thriller. I've gone in the other direction. I'm also on. I think all three of us are binging Netflix right now.
We are.
I am on a hardcore, not even a binge watch. Just I throw it on whenever I have something on and I fall asleep to it. I'm on a Seinfeld kick like you wouldn't believe right now. Unbelievable Seinfeld kick. I love every second of it.
I can't watch it anymore. Ever since somebody proved that his hallway doesn't exist, it ruined the whole thing for me.
What do you mean his hallway?
I think I know what you're talking about. But
somebody did a 3D rendering of based off of how his apartment is shaped and the hallway that they always have the conversations and stuff in. Based off of how the apartment is shaped, that hallway cannot physically exist.
And that's why you can't watch it.
I can't do it.
I'm strange hang up.
I definitely would still watch Seinfeld, but I just thought it was funny. Okay.
Jake's watching it the whole time. The architecture.
Architecture.
I know, like, are you an architect? Is that?
Oh, it's like it doesn't work. Jake, what are you binging?
Yeah, so I've been binging The Madness, which is a newer series. I think this is the first time that we've done one too, where I'm actually watching something new, and you guys are actually watching old stuff.
You watched Arcane, right? Last time?
Yeah, but I mean, the first season came out like 3-4 years ago.
Oh.
And this season is way better.
I mean, Seinfeld predates, I think, all of us. I think it started before all of us were alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Madness, starring Coleman Domingo as maybe the coolest TV show character ever.
Oh, he's so hot.
But it's essentially like a show about a media pundit. He's got like a pretty successful career on, I think, CNN in the show, and he thinks he's being framed for a crime he didn't commit, and it goes through that journey. It's only like a 6 or 8 episode series, but it's so good.
I feel like our shows have similar vibes, and now I'm like, well, once I'm done with I know what I'm gonna watch next. So thank you.
It's so
blown up shows.
Good. So good.
Like you two are like, I'm watching these very politically intriguing kind of like shows, and I'm like, Seinfeld.
Well, this is like so far out of my norm of any TV or movies. Yeah. Like, this is weird for me.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to watch this. My wife just will like finish a short series on Netflix and then just click one of the recommendeds. And so that's what happened. And this came on, and normally she's watching it. I'm on my phone scrolling through TikTok, watching videos on YouTube, something else. And I was like getting drawn to the show, and I was like, all right, hold on a second. I got to watch this shit. It's so good. I'm rewatching it.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
I want to talk for a second because Coleman Domingo is just a gorgeous man. I just find him to be incredibly stunning. Can we talk about the top 25 sexiest man alive list that we launched here on In Between Media for a second?
Yes.
We can.
I have a gripe with the two of you that we need to have a real conversation about.
No, we think John Krasinski's hot.
Well, all right.
No, I did not put John Krasinski on my list. I will be very clear about that.
Kit Connor did not appear on either of your lists. Not on either of them.
Thought about him, but like I haven't. So I'm not a Game of Thrones fan. Like I never really got into that. So I like haven't just.
That's Kit Harington.
Okay, wait. Let me Google Kit Connor.
It's there's something about his face. I don't. His face doesn't do it for me. He's jacked. That's cool.
He's got good hair with him. Yeah.
His face is just like there's something weird about his face that's like a little too Mr. Potato Heady, and I can't vibe with it.
Oh no! So you have bad taste. That's your problem.
I heavily disagree.
He is attractive. I have not seen enough of his stuff to like remember him to put him in. If I'm being perfectly honest.
And Jonathan Bailey falling short of winning this whole thing. That was a shame.
Oh my god. Shame. Okay. So on the note of what we've also been watching, I got my boyfriend to start watching Bridgerton because he came over one day and I just had it on in the background.
It's pretty good.
Oh, I fucking love Bridgerton. Like fully, I go to it all the time because Jonathan Bailey, and I'm just really excited to get to season 2 because the sideburns in season 1 are off.
There's a lot of attractive men and women in Bridgerton.
Bridgerton is gorgeous people. It's gorgeous people Gossip Girl in the Regency era, and like that's everything I want.
Oh, I love that. That's funny. Yeah, no, I've seen Wicked now 3 times in theaters.
I gotta go see it again. So good.
I haven't seen it the first time. I live in and I haven't been to the movies.
That's crazy.
I went on Thanksgiving Day to see it with my wife's family. Like we took them to go see it after dinner, and it was.
I tried to convince my mother, and she wouldn't go with me.
I would.
But also, I don't even know where there's a movie theater. I'm so far from any movie theaters.
Oh my god,
not that far, but like.
I would let Jonathan Bailey try to get me pregnant. I'm not even kidding. Like just like
respect.
I'm not playing around.
I don't want the baby, but I'll do everything else.
Yeah, everything. Like we'll have to give it away, but whatever. Yeah. All right, you guys ready to talk some forecasts and make the people some money? We're gonna go to our box office forecast segment, and this is brought to you by BetUS. Well, we use BetUS. You can sign up for that with a link in the description and get $50 free bets matched. Free bets matched is the word I was trying to say. I'm gonna hit that intro. So a little behind the scenes action. There was a mutiny when it came to the box office forecast, led by none other than Trash Sandwiches. We were originally, I had us pegged to do some Oscars predictions because we're a movie kind of like focused just in my head, but we do music as well. And I didn't realize I don't know when the Grammys are. Like usually, I don't keep tabs on that. So
Monday, December 30th.
So Trash aptly said, why don't we do the Grammys instead of the Oscars? The Oscars are still a little bit off. Let's do this. So we are going to bring you some Grammys odds picks from us here. And we are going to start with our picks for album of the year, our betting picks for album of the year. Jake, I'm going to start with you and your pick for album of the year.
Yeah, so this one was hard to go away from some of the favorites. I will admit this is not the album that I personally would want to win, but the odds are very heavily leaning towards Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. It's minus 500 odds right now. There's only 2 albums listed that are minus money, that are the 2, considered the 2 favorites. Personally, I would have picked, Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. I think that was a better album. Tortured Poets Department was a better album. But the money is leaning heavily towards Billie Eilish, and I have a hard time. Like, it's not like it's a bad album. It's just not my favorite of her work. And I think other albums of hers were far more deserving of this award than this one is.
I hate to say it, and I think she's talented, don't get me wrong, but something about like her music doesn't do it for me. Like I think I don't like the talk singing. Like it's just not my favorite style, and I'm like it just feels a little too bland. Now sometimes she shows up and she shows out, right? Like there's some songs that she absolutely crushes.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, like it doesn't resonate with me. Trash. What do you think? Do you think
I am like 100% in line with Jake in every way except for one? I do agree that I also agree with the Billie Eilish chick. Like she doesn't do it for me. I think it kind of all sounds the same. Like I listened to that album again this morning, just be like, okay, let me whatever. Like I hadn't listened to it all the way through, and I was like, it all kind of sounds. There's not dynamic. It's anyways.
I haven't seen her live, but I've heard many of my friends that like her music say it like her live show is how people should actually be introduced to her because it's better live than it is on the albums.
And she does have some good songs. I think that it is going to be one of the favorites, but I do think it's going to be Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift. That being said, my pick is also Short and Sweet, my favorite. Like, I loved that album. I think that is the best album of the year. I just don't think it's going to win it, unfortunately.
I was surprised to see the odds so against that one, and it tempted me to make that my pick, but I was like, I'm going against the odds on my other ones a little bit, so like when I saw minus 500, I was like, because I saw Torture Poets Department at minus 200, and I was like, okay, that's not bad. And then I saw like, I was like, that like cool favorite still could lose to something. That's not crazy. And then I saw minus 500, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I definitely thought Torture Poets Department had a chance. So Trash, you're staking your claim on Short and Sweet.
No, I'm staking my claim on Tortured Poets Department. If I'm picking my album of the year, it's Short and Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just think that Tortured Poets Department, like it was like the number one for the most weeks of any of them. Like it has the stats behind it, and I think like it's Taylor Swift. I think it's a solid bet. I really like that album. I love it.
I don't think it's an album of the year.
My personal album of the year didn't even get nominated. So
oh, that's rough.
It's in case you're curious, it's American Motorsports by Bill Murray. It's an amazing album. Everybody should listen to it.
Okay.
That's such a weird pick.
It's emo rock country with with a saxophone. It's amazing.
I think
that is an intriguing description.
Personally, I think it's time that we give like electronic pop its love. And my pick for album of the year, my bet, it's a heavy underdog. I went with Brat by Charli XCX. That album slaps. Like, all right, so let's add some context here, right? Because
Trash and I are both like,
I don't know about y'all.
You go.
But I love a song that can get people dancing, right? Like, and Charli, you'll get like when you're in the bars or the clubs and Charli comes on, you know you're about to have a good time, right? Like you could throw Brat on. I think Brat is one of those albums you could throw on start to finish and everyone's gonna have a good time. And
I think you can have like better albums for that. Like, yeah, it'll be like it may fit that
sleeper pick. I don't think it's. Is it the one I would personally say? Is the one I would personally say is the album of the year? No. I have a good time. I enjoy it. I like Charli. I like Guess. I think that's probably the best song off the album, especially the one weirdly enough with Billie Eilish, the remix they did together.
That one is a good song. I do. Like
I love when she teams with Troye Sivan. Fan there. Something to Give Each Other. I don't even think was up for pick. I think Troy also had a solid. It was an okay album. Wasn't the best thing in the world. But I was surprised it didn't get any love at all. But I would go with, if you want a big underdog that could win, I think Charli has a shot at it. She's just kind of blowing up right now, and I think like maybe
it is. Yeah.
If you want the big underdog, but based on the odds, is Short and Sweet, like plus 15.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be Brat over Short and Sweet though. I think it's a solid underdog. Yeah. There's a couple songs that I like. You're not wrong. I think that album as a whole is cocaine robot pop. That is the description that comes into my mind. And it's just not for me. Like, I am not a robot and I do not do cocaine and I do not go to the clubs. Like, I like a good like club dancey pop, but it was too like electro pop in a like.
She is very electro pop. Yeah. Like anyone who listens to Charli knows
aggressively electro pop.
It is a club.
I think I like some of her older stuff more. It's a little more like fun. I like happy pop versus like.
It's also hard for me when like looking at it. I think I like all of the like deluxe edition like bonus tracks more than probably every song on the actual album.
Do they count like bonus tracks, deluxe editions in there? Because that's an interesting question. Because then are they counting the bonus album like the second half of Tortured Poets Department? Because that's technically a bonus.
I don't think they are. I think they just consider the standard edition. But it's actually I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Very interesting.
All right, let's pivot while Jake's doing his research, and let's go to Best New Artist. Our pick for that. Trash, we'll start with you this time.
Yes. So I don't think it's album of the year candidate necessarily, but I do think that Chappel Roan is absolutely artist of the year. Best new artist rather, not artist of the year. Correction. Best new artist, Chappel Roan. She is the favorite, right? At -280 for the odds. Yeah, confirm. Yeah, she is the favorite. I think that she came out onto the scene and took the world by storm. Like literally, I was watching the Kansas City Metro doing a spoof of Hot to Go today. Like she has permeated the culture instantly in a way that that is best new artist in my mind. That is what you want. That is what you expect. Like everybody knows who Chappel Roan is now. And I think, she's the favorite for a reason. But
how do you feel about her personality that she's putting out there in the world?
So part of me is like, I like that she did the drag thing and like has that separate thing. She had that kind of that weird, like, I don't know, then went like, she has some weird like missteps in a way that I'm kind of like, I don't know. But at the same time, I think in a lot of ways, that's just because she came onto the scene like so quick, so hot, like rose up. So it's the rise of the Midwestern princess. We have not yet seen the fall. But that being said, looking at the show sheet, I absolutely love the pick that you two have. I don't dislike her, but I have qualms with.
Yeah, Jake and I are in agreement. Our best new artist, we both picked Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, I love Sabrina Carpenter.
We are all carpenters.
I will say, and I'm going to say, we're actually going to do a little mini segment after this where we're going to talk about it a little bit more. But the number 2 song on my Spotify Wrapped this year was Espresso. I was on it. I had never heard it. I was a little late to the game. My boyfriend played it for me at the beach. We were at the beach just enjoying it. Let me tell you something.
It's a beach song.
The vibes were immaculate for that. Like sitting on the beach, hot sunny day in the middle of like June or July, and just cooking and being like, let's do this.
Adding it to my Florida playlist right now.
It was immaculate.
It was already on
like,
there. Who am I kidding?
Sit by a pool.
Should have been on
enjoy
there.
yourself. Like that song goes hard. That song goes really hard. I love it.
Yeah.
And then Bedchem also is a song that
love Bedchem.
Like
Bedchem has not had enough flowers.
Preach.
It hasn't, because it became a TikTok sound, right? Like it became a very like filthy TikTok sound because the lyrics, like Sabrina Carpenter she is not afraid to just be like,
no,
like she's like, I want dick all the time.
Yes.
And
the nonsense outros that she does, like if you don't know, if you haven't seen this before, anybody listening, when she performed for the longest time, Nonsense was her biggest song. And so when she would end that song during her set, she would ad-lib the outro, and it was always sexual. And she was like, even when she was on TV, she did one on BBC, and she was like, BBC told me to be clean. But yeah, she was like, I think we all know what BBC means.
BBC means, yeah, exactly. Shout out, because Nonsense Christmas Special is coming out tonight, I do believe, on Netflix. Not a sponsor, could be a sponsor. We really love you, clearly, Netflix.
Netflix, please.
Imagine yes, that. But there is the Sabrina Carpenter Christmas Special. I love Sabrina Carpenter. Don't get me wrong. She is not Best New Artist. This is her 6th studio album. This isn't even her first big studio. Like, so there's like the Disney era of the first 4, and then we had the Emails I Can't Send, and like now we're into the new Short and Sweet Emails I Can't Send. Like, she is not new. Even in this era, she's had 2 albums that were both pretty successful, because like Nonsense, Feather, like they both had big moments. And I love her, and she's not new, but maybe I've just been a Carpenter for like a long time, and I'm like,
while I agree, I understand the sentiment there. This award
nominated,
has
so
never,
I get it.
This award in its history, you can go back to the 80s, and it's never been like truly somebody who just came like Guns N' Roses won in 1988. They became a band in 1985. Like that's just, it has never, unfortunately, been like the name and the spirit do not align.
I think it's more new popularity.
It's literally like who blew up the most this year.
Right. But I think there's a case for Chappel Roan. Like, that's why she's the favorite. But like, you're not
Chappel
wrong.
Roan
Sabrina would be. Yes.
But I think if someone was going to poach it, because here's the thing with Chappel Roan is she's very polarizing right now, right? And I think the Grammys are either going to lean into that and give it to her, or they're going to say, you're not very likable, let's go to someone else. And if they go to someone else, I think it'll go to Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, that's what the odds say. So that makes the most sense. But this is a really good, like, I think this nomination group was much better than Album of the Year's was. I think there were a lot of really good albums that did not get nominated in all genres. I understand they lean more to specific ones, but like Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, killing it, murdering it. Teddy Swims, I've been listening to him for like, I feel like 10 years now. One of the greatest voices in the world. Absolutely love him. Shaboozy, another guy, came out of nowhere, absolutely killing it. Benson Boone, he was on The Voice or American Idol, and he was like, screw it. I'm actually making money on TikTok. I'm just going to go release my music there, killing it. Like Doechii, Ray, like all of the nominations for this one are deserving in their own way.
It's a strong group. It's a strong group. All right. We're going to do Song of the Year, but the way I want to do this, because Spotify released their Wrapped. Trash, I know you are not an avid Spotify user. Does Apple release any sort of anything that tells you what your top songs were?
I use Pandora. They do not. They did like a Pandora equivalent of Wrapped like 2 years ago, and then they haven't done it since. And all of us Pandora users have been yelling at them to bring it back because it was glorious. I know my top artist would be Taylor Swift. I could tell you that. I don't know my top song. I was like trying to see. Let me like poke a little bit.
Think for a second.
While you're
Jake, you and I.
What I think my top one would be.
I'll tell you what. I'll go first. So my betting pick for Song of the Year is Birds of a Feather at -200. I think Billie's going to have a big year at the Grammys. The odds seem to be in that favor, right? My top song on Spotify, and I am prepared for people to make fun of me. I was clearly going through something this year. It was Savior 2 by Black Veil Brides. I will tell you, Andy Black, the lead singer of Black Veil Brides, had a career year based on my listening alone. Black Veil Brides was my #1 artist, and Andy Black was my #2 artist. I had never heard of them really before this year. I had like known of them vaguely. I love their music. I like a lot of what they do. I like the vibes. I think they just had it. So my Song of the Year personally would be Savior 2. It's an older song. but that was my Spotify song of the year. Jake, are you a fellow Spotify user?
I am. I'm not one of the 7 people left using Pandora.
Yeah,
Shots
Pandora's
fired.
really.
Can't switch.
So if you want the
trash
true
is
story,
holding like Pandora's holding on by like the thinnest of threads, and it's trash.
If you want to know
and Sven.
the exact moment Pandora went out of my life, the day I met my now wife, her favorite playlist on Pandora got removed. And so she immediately was like, I'm never using it again. I was like, something great left your life, so something better could come in. Aw, cute. She's like, yeah, but party radio though. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Jake, I don't mean to like belittle your romance or anything like that, but have you ever had like a real strong playlist that you fucked with? Like that you really fucked with? Like it's hard to replace that.
So that's why I've been on Pandora since middle school. I can't change. It has 17 years of musical tastes in there. Like you can't recreate that.
You can though. Like
Spotify is so much better and so good at it. It'll take it like 3 days.
Yeah.
Is Spotify
literally
not
when you
the
sign
app
up,
that
you
keeps
just
having
pick your
issues
favorite
with
artist.
audio fidelity?
People say it's not good.
Fidelity.
I have a very expensive audio setup here. The only music listening experience that I've ever noticed is subpar is YouTube. If you're listening to music on any of the platforms, these are like $500 headphones that my brother bought me through like a $500 mixer and amplifier. It all sounds pretty damn good.
Everything sounds good, and I have $17 headphones. So
yeah, I have like $6 headphones in.
Yeah,
but like I need those ones that go over my head because these ones make my ears itch, and that drives me fucking crazy.
They slide out of my ears, and I hate it.
Yeah,
that's why I use
these ones don't, but the AirPods do. So I'm not.
I hate AirPods.
Anyway, what's your bet for song of the year, Jake?
Yeah, so my bet
and what is your song of the year?
Yeah, so my bet for song of the year is I'm going true dark horse here. In terms of the betting odds, I'm going a bar song, "Tipsy" by Shaboozy. If you want to talk about like, again, not a new artist, first started releasing music in 2014, 10 years ago. Nobody had really been listening to this dude until this song came out. And then all of a sudden he's on talk shows. He's performing at every award show. He's performing at halftime on the Thanksgiving Day football games. Like if you want to talk about like true, like blow up song, this was it. Everybody else has been established, has a history. I think that should be taken into account for song of the year. Cause it's like, in my mind, song of the year is like the song that transformed the year. And this really like transformed his year. It became like a go-to at every bar you go to,
Isn't
every
it like
radio
tied
station.
to the longest reigning #1 song on the radio as
I think so.
With like Old Town Road.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
also, Black Country is having like a moment.
I love it.
I don't want to say resurgence. It's having like a public awareness moment because it's always been there and it's great. And so like I agree. I think that's a solid pick as kind of that dark horse. That being said, forgot what I was fucking say.
I'm sorry. Before you go, my personal top song of the year was Better Hell by Bill Murray. All 5 of my entire top 5 was Bill Murray. He's like my favorite artist ever. I'll die on that hill.
It's not Bill Murray the actor, is it?
No.
So that's where my brain went.
That's where my brain went earlier, right? I was like, Bill Murray released an album.
It's spelled Bilmuri. Are you guys familiar with Crabcore Legends Attack Attack?
Nope.
You had to have known the answer to that was no.
Yeah, exactly. They were like a synthetic, like a electronic metalcore band in the late aughts, early 10s. This was the singer of the band, left the band, tried to kind of make music on his own for a long time. And he'll tell the story at shows. He was literally like, I was ready to die. He's like, I didn't want to be here anymore. And I wrote a quick 5-song album about it. And it resonated with people so much that he's just kept making music. And he's gone through like all of these different genre changes. And now his current stuff is, like I said, it's like hard rock, country, metal with like a saxophone player who's also the saxophone player for the Jonas Brothers. Fun fact.
Nice.
But like his music is truly transformed and he's like the happiest he's ever been. He's putting out the best songs he's ever put out. Like this album, my wife even is like, put it on.
Sweet.
And that's when you
Trash. Wrap this segment up.
Yes. So the song of the year for my betting pick, it is Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. I think it has like that cultural milieu, if you will. I think the reason that they wouldn't, yeah, exactly. The reason they wouldn't pick it is because it's like the political polarizing with like the Drake feud. But I think if anything, they're kind of like fuck Drake because, you know, certified pedophile. Anyways, I think that song, like, yeah, exactly. And it's at like good odds. It's plus 250. So it's not like, you know, Birds of a Feather is the favorite for that, right? It has to be.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna get the win.
Yeah, it's the only one with minus odds.
Yep, yeah, exactly. And then it's Not Like Us and Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, which I had not heard that song until this morning. It's a good song.
I love that song.
Not song
of the year. I never heard it before. I like intentionally sought it out to listen.
I love it.
It is a good song. Don't get me wrong. I just like
it's a great wedding song. I feel like
there was 9 songs on Tortured Poets Department that I would have nominated over that song.
Oh no, absolutely.
So I did think about what I would do for my top song, which I cannot guarantee that this would be my top song, but it is Tortured Poets Department, or a song from that. And the reason that I'm thinking this is because it replaced my previous #1 Taylor Swift song of all time, and it is The Bolter. I love that song. I don't think anyone talked about it nearly enough. That song is the best.
What was your favorite Taylor Swift song before that?
Before that, it was Right Where You Left Me. Anyways, we go sad.
I went with 7. Like, 7 is my favorite Taylor Swift song.
Okay. Yeah.
Mine has historically been Betty, but I think Illicit Affairs might have overtaken it. I'm a Folklore and Evermore girly. So.
Are we all sad? Are we all okay?
No.
The Illicit Affairs part of the Eras Tour movie is the best part.
Yes. No, it is. It 100% is. And I will like, I might just go watch that this evening. No, it's nonsense Christmas evening. But
I'm gonna just because of time, I have to like move us along here.
Yes,
and Trash, you need to like take center stage here because we're going to the trash heap now.
Yeah.
The cat on the dumpster kills me. Like, I love it.
Everyone wants to be trash.
Everyone wants to be trash.
Anyways, so for this trash heap pick, I am going to do, also from Netflix, Our Little Secret. It is the new Lindsay Lohan rom-com that came out. The reason you know this is a good rom-com, so I watched it with my parents when I was down there for Thanksgiving. First, I convinced them to watch Harry Potter. Because fuck J.K. Rowling, but I still love Harry Potter. Anyways, and then we're looking for something else. My mom goes, I want to watch a rom-com, whatever. We put that on. My dad spent the entire time being like, is it bedtime? Can I go to sleep? It's like 7 p.m. And we're like, well, you can go to sleep, and then continued to watch the entire movie. So that's how you know it's a good rom-com. It was cute. It was predictable. Did it break any grounds in the rom-com sphere? No. Did I see like all of those plot twists coming? Yeah. But it's very funny nonetheless. And like, it makes for a solid, I don't know, that's like a solid feel-good Christmas rom-com that like,
sure,
tis the
previews
season.
Give Lifetime original Hallmark Channel movie, but also like, I think we just have to give Lindsay Lohan her props for the career resurgence, life resurgence that she's going through. Looks happier and healthier than ever.
This is said without shade. Her plastic surgeon as well. A+.
Yes. Oh, no, that new surgery is phenomenal.
Whatever's going on, because it's happening to other celebrities too, like Demi Moore, same thing.
Who's is it Gabbana?
Yes.
Versace.
Yes.
Versace. Anyways.
Yeah, Donatella Versace. Yes.
Donatella Versace. Too. Yeah. Full new face. Anyways, I mean, it's her face, but it's back.
Yeah, I need whatever's going on there. I want it.
No, I know. The other thing though, so like the Hallmark vibes, yes, in a way, but here's the thing that I have noticed. The Hallmark movies where they do not capture the people where like a Lindsay Lohan Netflix one will, is they don't get that like little bit of raunchy edge in a Hallmark that like will talk more openly about like sex, drugs, and not rock and roll, but you know, like that, like get into that.
Rock and roll.
Maybe rock and roll, like that's a little too edgy sometimes for the Hallmark, you know.
Hallmark, absolutely.
Never let them be like, I think you ate a bunch of weed gummies.
Hallmark
in the trailer.
Hallmark
exactly.
movies
Okay, it was in the trailer. I didn't want to spoil that if it wasn't in the trailer.
It was in the
did
trailer.
Not watch the trailer. We read the description and we're like, this sounds good, and put it on. Like totally
I
blind.
want to watch it.
I have found myself
weed gummies in it. Like, yeah.
I found myself falling into a romance like black hole. Can I tell? I need to confess something here on air, and it's a little shameful, but again, it goes back to that top 25 list. So Hero finds Tiffin. I found him because I must have been going through like a little sad boy moment. I binge watched the After series on Netflix. There's 5 of those fuckers, right? They did one for 5 straight years. They put out a movie. I watched all of them in succession. I just sat down and watched that. Like, it's unhinged. And
the reason I haven't watched one is because I don't have the time to watch 5 in succession. Like, I know that.
Yeah, it's like you need to find a day off where you're like, you have a cold, you just want to be in bed and eat ice cream and just watch it. It's so crazy. It's so unbelievably crazy. Like they didn't really write a movie. They kind of just wrote a bunch of emotional beats. Like it's just one very emotional moment after another. It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah. Well, that was a great trash heap. So let's keep it keep things rolling. It's time for us to get controversial and hand out some Mount Rushmore love.
Best of the best, mountains in the west, the stories will last, the present and past.
I like how every time the camera comes back, it's just all of us just kind of like vibing to this.
I was literally just like, I love our music. I'm very proud of what came out of that. All right. It is the holiday season, and we are nothing if not jolly here on Popcorn and Root Beer. So we decided to ruin our friendships by ranking the 4 best Christmas movies. Each of us took 4. We will do it as we normally do, where we just kind of go one after the other, after the other, after the other. So let's start with our first head on Mount Rushmore. I tell you what, I'll start because I feel like pissing off people right now. I stuck the new Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans vehicle, Red One, as one of my 4 favorite Christmas movies.
I haven't seen it, so I can't.
I haven't either. It like just came out, right?
It just came out. I think it might even still be running in theaters.
Yeah, it came out November 15th. So yeah, very, very new.
Yeah.
It's got J.K. Simmons playing Santa Claus. I'm in.
J.K. Simmons plays Santa Claus, and it's really good. Like, start to finish, it was way better than I thought it was. And I just want to give a little love to the costume department in this movie because no one ever talks about costuming in movies. And this movie did such a good job of costuming. I loved it.
Costume departments deserve way more credit than they get because I love good movie costuming, TV costume. Like it's
yes.
In another life, I would have gone into like the costume world of that, although probably it would have been Broadway for honest. Anyways,
honestly though, like I think that's such a fun department, right? Like you try to capture the essence of a show, movie, whatever, and do that. So I went with Red One for my first one. We're gonna move to you, Trash. What's your first pick?
So I'm going to go with the classic since my childhood. Actually, I should preface this whole thing. So I don't celebrate Christmas. I am what we call Jew-ish, emphasis on the ish. As any good Jew does, we watch A Christmas Story 24/7 because it is on 24/7. We don't actually watch it 24/7, but it is like the one of my childhood that was like on 24/7 on Christmas. It's always going to be there. I think that's where the tradition of like Jews eating Chinese food on Christmas came from, although I live in nowhere and every time I've tried to do that, like Chinese restaurants are closed on Christmas because
really?
Anyways,
ours are literally open.
No, I once had to eat at a hospital on Christmas because nothing else was open for food. My sister and friend and I, all the Jews, went to the hospital cafe. It's a good hospital cafe, but A Christmas Story, also that you'll shoot your eye out, traumatized me. Eyes are the only thing in this world I am afraid of, but somehow it is the first face on my Mount Rushmore, and that is the hallmark, the staying power of, a Christmas
Whenever
movie.
I think like just
A
like with the
Christmas
Jewish
movie.
thing, I always think of Schmidt from New Girl because anytime I think of the holidays, I always just think of him being like, "Oh, a menorah." Like every time, like it's just like
I
I love
it.
how randomly he's Jewish. Like he's
Yeah,
not Jewish at all, and then
he's
like
selectively Jewish.
yeah. Anyone ever have you either of you seen 8 Crazy Nights? That's kind
Yes.
of making
Of
like a
course.
comeback now. Like that
Obviously.
song is really blowing up on TikTok.
I feel like it does every
And
year.
that like Adam Sandler is a riot. Like I love the Hanukkah song. So if I had to make a Mount Rushmore of Christmas songs or holiday songs, I would be on it. But Jake, what's your first pick for?
You want to talk about controversy? Die Hard. It's the best Christmas
This is not
movie.
all right. Why is it a Christmas movie?
Christmas
Explain
is
it
a
to me.
central theme of the film.
Is
And
it
the story? Yes.
like? Is there a Santa Claus in the movie?
Doesn't need to be.
I disagree, like vehemently.
There's a lot of Christmas movies that that either don't or barely have Santa in it.
So my first one was based entirely around Santa Claus. Trash is called A Christmas Story, and yours is about.
There's some very key Santa Claus scenes.
And then yours is about what exactly?
It is set during Christmas time. Christmas is a key part of the story of the main character. It's a Christmas movie. Dying on that hill. I'm dying hard on that hill. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
I do. Respect. I've never seen it. I have no skin in the game. I just love watching this play out. I love the controversy every year.
I'll tell you, I am not a Bruce Willis guy. There's not too many movies with Bruce Willis in it that I'm like, oh, that's a great movie. I'm trying to think of one that I think of. Maybe not in Sixth Sense, maybe. Big fan of the Sixth Sense, but no Sixth Sense love.
I like Sixth Sense. I saw it coming. I saw the plot twist a mile away.
Yeah, you wouldn't have if you were alive during the time.
Watched that movie when I was like 6. And I figured it out.
I'm moving on to my next one. Potentially not a Christmas movie. I think it very much is The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's in the name. I will give that a Christmas movie all day long. I think it's a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie. It is a jack of all trades movie. It's one of the greatest animated movies of all time. And I am absolutely obsessed with the whole world and the animation in this movie. I love the story. I love the absolutely unhinged nature of a Tim Burton kind of world. The music's great. I don't think there's anything not to like about Nightmare Before Christmas.
I tried to watch it for the first time this Halloween and I fell asleep. I'm sorry.
What's it with people falling asleep during Christmas movies?
Yeah, I know.
I'm a sleepy person, okay?
I guess so. That's lame, though.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Jake.
I'm sorry.
Do you agree? Nightmare Before Christmas movie?
Yeah. It's in the name. There's Christmas themes. It doesn't have to just be about Santa. It doesn't just have to be a Santa Claus movie. It doesn't have to be an elf movie. It doesn't have to be a reindeer movie. Like, if it's Christmas themes.
All right, fair enough.
Fair.
Tell you what, let's shift up the order a little bit. Jake, give us your second pick.
Yeah, my second is A Christmas Story. Again, just a classic.
I hate that movie. Can I say I hate that movie? Like,
I understand.
Does anyone genuinely like it? Like, it's I love it, but I don't know if I like it. I don't know.
I watch it once a year. I watch it once a year on Christmas. That's all I need, and I'm good for the rest of the year. It's not like a movie that I actively seek out rewatching, but
it's kind of just a tradition.
I think you've just seen it too many times, like most people have. I think that's where most of the disdain for it comes.
I think I've seen it twice.
Oh, well.
You haven't seen it enough then.
I can't sit there and
one
watch.
side of the extreme or another.
And your parents never told you you would shoot your eye out because mine did.
There's something about it that I don't like. I don't know what it is. It's unsettling to me. It gives Uncanny Valley for some reason to me.
It's a little like Pleasantville, like it's because it's like that memory. I get what you're saying. It's like because it's that flash book, and it's a little like too clean, and too like Truman Show.
I was about to say it gives Truman Show.
Like they put so much like blush on the kid too. Like he has those like big rosy cheeks, and it just like it freaks me out.
Cold.
I don't know why.
His face just gets red.
But
He's
that's
got rosacea.
how,
Let him live.
It's all just very over the top, you know. That's the shtick.
I guess.
But
I guess so.
Exactly. That's the shtick. That's what makes it what it is.
Well, Trash, you picked another Christmas movie that I find to be not great. What is your second pick?
Elf? You dispute Elf?
I'm gonna fight.
Are we
Steve
throwing hands?
I have a real problem with Elf. I have a real problem with this movie.
I don't even celebrate this, and I genuinely love Elf. Like, it's a good movie. It's so cute. It's adorable. I want to go into the toy store and build Christmas overnight, and I don't even celebrate Christmas.
I think there's cute elements of it, but I think Will Ferrell's so annoying in this movie, and I love Will Ferrell.
You don't get the shtick of it, Steve.
No, I don't. I can't stand characters that are just outwardly annoying to be annoying.
He was never raised by humans. He doesn't know how to be a traditional human. He was raised by
other elves. Like, it's not like
elves
aren't
annoying. Humans. They're elves. It's different.
Yeah, but they're not annoying. Why is he so annoying?
Because
Some of the elves are
he always felt like an outcast. That's kind of that's the whole point of the movie.
But why do you have to be annoying? Like, it just is so weird. I don't know.
It's the stereotypical, like, trying to fit in and trying too hard.
I will say, I forget who plays Santa Claus in this movie, but they do an amazing job of being Santa Claus.
Who is it? You're looking it up.
It also has a shocking Zooey Deschanel co-star, because it just doesn't look like her at all. We're so used to her with, like, glasses and dark hair, and she's, like, blonde and...
I remember rewatching it.
Ed Asner.
Yes. Great turn as Santa Claus. One of the all-time great Santa Clauses.
He is a good Santa.
I would give him some serious love for that. Do not give love to Elf, though. It's
on my list, so more Elf love's coming.
It's coming. All right, let's move on to pick number 3. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong or right if you want, but I went with a Muppet Christmas Carol.
You're wrong.
It's excellent. It's excellent. It's everything you want it to be. I love it because there's two Muppet movies that people tend to love. And I've seen this posted on the internet, so I'm not going to claim credit for this take. There is Muppet Treasure Island with Tim Curry. And then there's a Muppet Christmas Carol with Michael Caine. Michael Caine acts as if the Muppets are fellow actors, whereas Tim Curry acts like a Muppet. I love that Michael Caine went into this movie and did not, like, break character. Like, he's like, I am Ebenezer Scrooge, and I am like sending it. Like, he went full bore, like, I am an actor and I will act, damn it. And that to me is so fucking funny. Like, that he, like, really went for it. Like, and he looked Kermit the Frog, like, dead in the fucking eyes and was like, you'll work Christmas. Like, really just sent Scrooge. It's so funny.
Michael Caine doesn't fuck around. I think we all know that.
Yeah. I like it. There's something about the Muppet movies, like I don't dislike them. It's like I almost just need them in small doses, you know? There's something about, like, a full-length movie that is...
This one actually almost got bumped for me for Fred Claus, the Vince Vaughn movie.
I would have much more have appreciated that being on your list than Muppet Christmas Carol. It's not even the best Muppet movie, so I
disagree. I think it is the best Muppet
Muppets
movie,
from Space. Easy.
No. Jake, no, actually, trash. What's your third pick?
Because we already know that Jake is Elf.
It's my fourth one, technically.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Mm-hmm. So my third one, I am going with rom-com The Holiday. If you don't know, it is Love Actually, but better, because Love Actually fucking sucks. Love Actually is a terrible
I'm in agreement.
movie
Love Actually
of terrible people, and it's incredibly problematic. But The Holiday is really cute. If you don't know, it's so Jack Black and God, who is it? It's Jack Black and Drew Barrymore, and is it Kate Winslet? And I'm trying to remember.
I already love this.
There's
cast,
like another.
So you're already selling me.
Cameron
so
Diaz,
the premise. Yes, thank you, Cameron Diaz, not Kate Winslet. Yeah. Anyways,
Kate Winslet is in it, but
okay, she is in it. You're right. I was like, that's. Anyways, phenomenal cast. The premise is like the two women swap houses for the holiday. So one goes to like LA, and the other goes to England. And then of course there is romance and there is friendship and there's cute charm. And it's just very adorable.
One trades their Jude Law husband for Jack Black. That's rough.
No.
Oh,
you haven't seen this movie,
brother.
Steve?
I have not.
You would love it.
You
would love it.
You would love it.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's really cute. Like if you exactly, it's cheesy, so cute. Like this is what you want for a very cute Christmassy rom-com that's not like overtly Christmas. Like it has that nice holiday feel without being like obnoxiously Christmas.
Love it.
Which I appreciate.
Jake, we're gonna skip your third pick because we're gonna count Elf as your third pick. So give us your final Mount Rushmore head.
It's all good. Elf had to be on the list. It was always going to be on the list. It's never not going to be on the Mount Rushmore. I'm sorry.
Right.
My final pick is Spirited, which if you haven't seen it, it's from 2022. Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell. It's basically a modern retelling of A Christmas Carol. And it's like, it also makes fun of all of the adaptations of A Christmas Carol that have come out over the years. It is by far I think it's the most underrated Will Ferrell movie.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'll have to watch it.
So good.
Yeah, same. I feel like I remember seeing the previews for it being like, that looks intriguing. So perhaps.
All right, my last pick, I went with Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Love it. I think it's hilarious. I love the whole brick scene when he chucks bricks off.
It's not even the best Home Alone.
Can I ask? Yeah, why 2 over 1?
Because it's better. Because there's more time given to the shenanigans of him, like running around and stuff. The first one, I just rewatched the first one, and I think you would be very surprised at how long it takes for like the hijinks to start. It's really like the last 25 minutes of the movie.
I've only seen it like once.
I feel like Home Alone was believable. Home Alone 2 is a little far-fetched.
I think if you polled most people, they would say Home Alone 2 is a improvement over Home Alone 1. But we'll put that to the test someday.
You know what? People who are watching, please, perfect opportunity to leave a comment. Tell us which Home Alone is your favorite.
Lots of strife this
alternatively,
episode. We're not in agreement.
Tell us why Elf is a good movie.
And
it's not.
Tell us if you don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, tell us why.
That incites like riot levels of anger.
Honestly, give us your Mount Rushmores. I'm curious to see what else is in there, please.
Right. Trash, what's your last pick?
So I'm going to round it out with another rom-com. This is a recent one. I think this was also like 2022. Holiday, Date. And this is with Emma Roberts, who I've loved since way back when. Like, she's so fun. And like, she kind of always plays the same version of like the same character, but it works because it feels very authentic and like it doesn't feel stale. I don't know. Anyways, so your classic. Well, actually, I don't know if it's your classic holiday hijinks, but yeah, girl meets boy. They have shenanigans over the course of a year at various holidays as holidates.
That's cute.
And it's good. It's cute. It's fun.
I like that.
Emma Roberts, one of the few Nepo babies to actually
she
deserves it.
Maybe
not
like
deserves it.
Could have been famous
for
if
Nepo
not
baby,
a Nepo.
But like
could have been as successful if not a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I want to show a platform where you can capitalize on your entertainment knowledge or hedge your risks if you own the stock. It's called Kalshi. It's the first legal exchange where you can trade on any event. I have been using it for a while now. I've made a little bit of money on it because of our little picks, and I am very proud of that. You guys have helped make me money, so that's great. Kalshi has hundreds of markets to trade on related to entertainment. They have box office numbers, Oscars, Billboard Top 100, video games, so much more. We are so proud. And Kalshi is our sponsor for this show, which is really appreciated. So thank you so much, Kalshi. You can sign up for Kalshi using our link in the description, and the first 500 traders will get $50. Who deposit $50 will get a free $20 credit. It is time for some Kalshi Cuts. Let's get to it.
Under the neon lights where the shadows dance, we ride the rhythm, take a chance. Blades of sound slicing through the night. Kalshi Cuts, bringing fire to the fight. Kalshi Cuts, sharp and clean. Carving paths in a midnight dream. Feel the beat, let the echoes rise in the heart of the city.
I've never written a country song before that one, and that was like my first foray into like country. I'll be honest, I usually write the lyrics to everything and then have it created elsewhere. But yeah, that was my first like country song, so I was very pleased with how that came out. All right. Each of us picked one bet on Kalshi that we wanted to lay the money down, give the people some easy ways to make money. We have been doing pretty well. I will say that. But it's time to own what we need to own, and let's put our money where our mouth is. Trash, what is your pick on Kalshi that's going to make the people some money?
Yes, I loved this one. As soon as I saw this, I was like, this is my favorite because I had not realized, like, obviously I knew Kalshi had Billboard stuff for like, who's gonna win the Billboard Awards, like that kind of stuff. I did not realize that they had like specific chart ones. This is what is going to be at the #1 Billboard Hot 100 spot on the chart next week, December 14th. That #1 is going to be All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, and you can take that to the bank. She is currently at number 10. This is Mariah Carey's season. I love that song. I will listen to that song like not even near Christmas. That song is a jam. That song is like
absolutely
it's my favorite
gets
Mariah
into your
Carey song.
core.
It is my favorite Mariah Carey song.
I don't like most of her music. That one kills.
But like
I love it.
Exactly. So like partially, yes, I think this is gonna happen because we all love Christmas music, but partially we all need to just stream that song forever because
I just love
#1. Make our
she
money.
came out and said something like she makes like $3 million every December just off of this song. Like
good
coming back from the dead.
She deserves every penny of it.
She did this for us, right? Like she did a real public service with this song. I absolutely love that song. Like just give me I am an avid I unironically listen to Christmas music pretty year round. There are some songs that I think transcend the Christmas season. So that's all I'm gonna divulge for right now. I'll take the next pick for Kalshi. I said Mufasa's over under 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm taking the under on that one.
Yeah.
The only word if I had to describe it in one word, it would be unnecessary. And I love Disney movies, don't get me wrong, but like who on earth is asking for a Mufasa movie, a Mufasa origin story? Not me.
Yeah.
The preview started playing and I was like, oh, is this a preview for the old Lion King movie that came out a few years ago? Like, why would they do that? And then, like, why?
And they didn't learn their lesson. They didn't learn their lesson from the Lion King movie.
Because that didn't do very well, did it?
Yeah.
It did well numbers-wise. It did $1 billion and something.
Okay.
But the problem is, everyone had the same criticism as they're like, these were like emotionless animals. They didn't have any emotion, and they didn't fix it for this movie. So it's just like,
no.
What do I care? You lose all the emotion on their face. It does nothing for me. I think the critics are going to rip this one apart. I think this is going to fall far, 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 far short of the 70% mark.
I agree. I have a lot of issues. They would like, if you look at like the voice actors and actresses for the movie, it's like literally go down the list. You're like, great pick, terrible pick, great pick, terrible pick. Like there's so many good choices. Like Seth Rogen as Pumbaa makes sense. Phenomenal choice. And then like Billie Eichner as Timon. I'm like, no.
I didn't like that pick when they did it in The Lion King in the first place because it's not like Nathan Lane's dead.
Yeah.
Like he's still there. Like he could have just voiced Timon again. Like
that's what I don't understand. Like why they changed.
Why they not?
What are they doing for Mufasa though? Because James Earl Jones is dead.
Right. So someone else
Aaron Stone Pierre.
Okay.
Like
can't like imagine his voice in my head.
Me neither.
So I
think he also made our top 25 hottest men alive list too. So
yeah,
wasn't on
but
mine.
It didn't include his voice on there.
It didn't include his voice on there.
No. Yeah. Why didn't they get Nathan Lane?
I don't know. And it's like because they kept James Earl Jones. I was like, and then like Rowan Atkinson could have played Zazu again. I'm like, what do you mean you kept some but didn't keep? Like, I don't understand why you would do that.
Yeah, it was just a lot of questionable choices.
Was Rowan Atkinson Zazu?
Yeah. Yeah,
like
no, he played
in
like
the
Mr. Bean.
one?
Yeah, Mr. Bean is.
He was in like the 1994. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Blowing my mind. Oh my god.
Like.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like.
Wow. Okay.
They were all there. Like they could have just gotten them. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah, but now they can't. Now without James Earl Jones, it makes even less sense why they would do this origin movie, right? Like.
Right. Like.
I guess you're like he's younger. His voice sounds different. Your voice doesn't.
But then he becomes an adult lion, and it's not like you know, like puberty only works so much, right, on your voice. Like I'm not going to suddenly turn into James Earl Jones down the road. Like no, that's just not what's going to happen. Like I don't know, lion puberty, I guess, but like I don't think their voices change that.
Are getting deeper, yeah.
I just listened to
Weird.
his voice, and I can kind of understand the pick, except that his voice is raspier than James Earl Jones is, and he's British.
So it goes back to Steve's original question of why.
Yeah,
right. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary. It's
I agree.
unwarranted. All right, Jake, what's your Kalshi pick?
Yeah, so I'm cheesing this pick a little bit. Nosferatu over 90% Rotten Tomato score. The reason I'm cheesing this pick is technically this movie came out 4 days ago in Berlin. Does not come out here in America until Christmas Day, I believe. But it's already at 95% from the critics who have reviewed it.
Cool.
It's got a great cast. It's a classic horror film that really hasn't been redone. And if it has, it hasn't
Probably
been done
what,
well.
70 years?
It's
been a long time since anyone's done a Nosferatu movie. I am so excited for this movie. I'll tell you right now, I am sat. Like, maybe not Christmas Day, but maybe Christmas Day. Like, I'm not even kidding.
It won't be Christmas Day for me, but it'll be the 26th. I'll be there.
I have been itching to see this movie. I am so excited. Bill Skarsgård as Nosferatu. I am so there. He is like the creature feature king right now, right? Like, he is Pennywise in It.
Yeah.
Now he's Nosferatu. Like, this man can do no wrong when it comes to horror for me. I'm all in.
I love the whole, like, literally the whole cast. The only disappointment in the cast for me is that Anya Taylor-Joy dropped out, and it's Lily Rose Depp now instead of
I
Anya
think she's going to do
Taylor-Joy.
good, though. I think she'll be great.
It's just a disappointment for me because I love Anya Taylor-Joy.
I think Anya Taylor-Joy would have been. I'm so sad she did drop out because she's almost irreplaceable, right? Like, you just can't quite get that level of amazingness out of just
and
about
then we
anyone.
Get a Nepo baby.
Yeah, and then we got a real Nepo baby, like a big time Nepo baby.
Yeah. Sorry.
But you know what? Like, this might be a hot take. I don't give two shits about Nepo babies. You know who I found out was a Nepo baby fairly recently in my life? Like, not terribly recently, but Ben Stiller.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
His dad is in Seinfeld. He plays Frank Costanza. So
there's a lot of like sneaky Nepo babies.
There's a lot of Nepo babies.
There's
like,
a ton,
if we start like, if we were just like, no one can be a Nepo baby anymore, like Hollywood would be empty.
No, it's just the untalented ones that are like,
yeah. Like Jennifer Aniston's a Nepo baby. Like, that's like, but I'm like, Jennifer Aniston's
Drew Barrymore is a Nepo baby.
Right. They both be famous regardless. I just truly believe that. The talent supersedes their stuff. All right. Y'all want to hand out some awards now?
Let's do it.
I love that song just rips a guitar solo for no reason whatsoever.
I'm over here playing drums on my desk with my fingers the entire time.
Yeah, that one goes hard.
That one gets me most hype.
I'm very proud of the music that came into this show.
Shout out.
Shout out.
To you. Right. To the people that it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I gotta I outsource a lot of my music, but I write like the lyrics and I kind of like design it around what I want. But this isn't about giving me my flowers. This is about handing some golden buckets out. And we're gonna start with our best animal companion. This could have been movie or TV, and some of us went TV. And Trash, you're gonna go last because I think you might actually have the best pick. But
she
I do. Sorry.
Like, Jake, you're gonna kick us off. Who's your best animal companion?
Yeah, I'm going with Brian Griffin from Family Guy. I just feel like he'd be a fun dude to hang around with. I also wish I could talk to my dogs. So that's probably part of it.
I wonder if I would enjoy talking. I wonder what my dog thinks.
My dog thinks
I think I would want to, and I think I wouldn't. Oh, my dog thinks very, very mean thoughts sometimes.
Yeah, if it wasn't gonna be Brian Griffin though, if I was going for like cuteness, like would be super cute, I would pick Sven, the reindeer from Frozen.
Oh, that's a cute one. That's a cute one.
He's really cute.
How
do you like keep him as your companion around?
I'll make it work.
Okay.
I don't need walls.
Buy a place with land. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta have land.
Fair.
I'll ride him. Yeah. He'll get his workout. I'll ride him to work.
I think those are two solid picks. Brian's a little preachy for me. I think we'd wind up in a fist fight. But you know, it's whatever. My pick was Hei Hei from Moana.
It's so funny.
There is nothing that will make me laugh. Like, the easiest way to tickle my funny bone is to have an idiot animal companion.
Preach.
He's so good.
It's the easiest way to make me laugh, and I'm just like, you sold me on your movie. I'm there. I'll watch Hei. I would watch a special of Hei Hei for an hour and a half.
So why hasn't Disney done that? Because they've exploited every single other character in that way, and I would too. Like, if you're listening, Disney, give the people what we want.
Like the adventures of Hei Hei. Imagine like little shorts of Hei Hei just trying to exist.
And Hei Hei has to almost die in every single one. Because...
Every single one.
Like if I had to get the chipmunk from Ice Age that many times, give me Hei Hei. Way better.
I want more Hei Hei.
I will tell you one of my favorite moments, probably the funniest moment in the movie of Moana, is like when he's pecking like the boat and they have to like turn his head and like he eats like the food and he keeps walking off the boat. Like he keeps like walking right into the water. That character says nothing the entire time. There's no dialogue, right? He just clucks.
He steals the show every time he's on screen.
Show. So I love Hei Hei, but like I said, I think Trash really landed.
Trash wins.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest. The shout out for this pick is from my sister, because I was like, oh, I'm stuck on this. What do I do for it? I pitched it to her and she was like, this is the first thing that came to my mind. And I was like, oh, that's the pick. There's no better pick. It is Ferguson the cat, Winston Bishop's cat from New Girl. I
should have at least given him his full name.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I have to Google like the full.
It's Ferguson Michael Jordan Bishop.
Thank you, Ferguson Michael Jordan Bishop. I aspire to have with my dog the kind of relationship that Winston and Ferguson have, because it is adorable and special and maybe crosses a lot of lines.
There's a lot of lines crossed. Like when like, all the bowls, like when he has all like the little like water dishes with everyone's name on.
Oh man, I know. Like the pasta nights it's beautiful. Their friendship is beautiful. Ferguson is just I want a Ferguson in my life.
I will tell you the reason why, like, I knew you won because my cat is named Ferguson. After
is it
Ferguson.
named for Ferguson? Oh,
after Ferguson the cat. Like, I got a cat. I named him Ferguson. And he is adorable. I love him so much. And yeah, named after the cat.
Love it.
Great pick.
This was a perfect pick.
Thanks.
All right. Let's send this one. Best movie theater snack. Trash, start us off.
Yeah, you're gonna hate this pick. It's Nonparallels. I might be pronouncing that wrong.
You are pronouncing them correct. Let me tell you, I love Nonparallels.
They're
I don't
so
care what
good.
anybody says.
I'm changing my answer because I remembered what my actual favorite is because Trash put that in there.
Please. I'm never gonna like eat them in real life outside of a movie theater, but they're so good. Actually, that's not true because when my parents had a candy store, they had them there and I would steal them from that all the time.
Your parents had a candy store?
Yeah, they had a candy and ice cream store for a while. It was glorious.
That's the best.
Anyways, Nonpareils are so good. If you don't know, it's like a little like chocolate, like a flat chocolate chip with like the little sugar candy balls on it.
Yeah, like they're snow caps, right? Like if you go to the movies and you see snow caps, that's what Nonpareils are.
Thank you. I feel like snow caps in my brain always get mixed up with Raisinets, and I don't want Raisinets, so I love me a good fucking Nonpareil. Nonpareils in my family are like a tradition at the holidays. My grandmother loved Nonpareils, so we always have Nonpareils at our Christmas Eve party. So good.
Yeah, they are so good. My go-to snack, I go to the theater, I get them pretty much every time, is those chocolate-covered cookie dough bites. I love them. They are so good. Like, first off, I love cookie dough. I eat it. I don't even need them to be cookie formed. I will eat them right out of the, like, I buy like the tub. I'll buy like a tub of like Nestle Toll House cookie dough.
Do you do like the cookie dough for cookie dough snacking purposes or like?
Yeah, I just buy it because I'm like, I want cookie dough, right? Like I could grab a handful of that and eat it like an apple. Like
if I go to my friends' houses now, they now always pretty much have a tub of cookie dough that we just pass around all night. It's phenomenal.
Let me tell you, like I like cookie dough. I couldn't tell you the last time I did that.
Like watching a movie with some cookie dough, unbelievable. It's elite.
I gotta go get some cookie dough. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, absolutely. Nestle Toll House cookie dough. You can't miss on it. Jake, what's your go-to snack?
Yeah. So on the list here, I wrote down Kettle Corn, which is
Solid.
it's a prelude to what my actual one is because I remembered it. Kettle Corn, I love salty and sweet. It's my favorite combination. My actual favorite thing to do is you get popcorn, nice fresh hot popcorn, and then you get the bunch of crunch candies and you pour them in there, let them melt a little bit. Get the chocolatey, crunchy, salty, sweet.
I do love Bunch of Crunch as well. Big fan of Bunch of Crunch.
Elite. I'm so happy.
Gotta Google what a Bunch of Crunch is.
It's just a crunch. It's
okay.
Like a Nestle Crunch.
It's just
bar.
crunch.
Like,
yeah. I've just never heard it called Bunch of Crunch. I've just crunch.
That's just what the box that you buy at the movie theater is.
Well, because they're like crunch balls, not like a crunch bar. Yeah.
It's like Reese's Pieces, but for crunch bars.
And can we just give a brief shout out to the fact that the companies finally realized we don't need the little plastic baggie inside of the box when we're at the movies?
Everyone's realizing that, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Thank you.
One of the few areas where I'm like, we're moving in the right direction as a society. All right. Y'all singing voices nice and warm because we're going to talk about our go-to karaoke songs. And it's not just any karaoke songs. This is the best Disney karaoke song to sing. So if you're someone like me and you love to sing, not necessarily in public, but I won't pass up the opportunity if I'm with the right group of people. You'll do some karaoke, and I will kick us off here because I've made you guys go first the last couple times. And I'll tell you, my go-to Disney karaoke song is You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins from the Tarzan soundtrack. It's one of those Disney songs that I'm like, you can really sing it. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's a big song.
Like power ballad, yeah.
It's like a power ballad. It's lovely. It sits in a nice register for me because Phil Collins is kind of like that, like Barry tenor voice. Like he kind of like sits in that funky little range. I love that song. It makes me cry a little bit, unfortunately, sometimes. So like once every like 10 times, I'll get a little teary-eyed. But I don't know why it makes me think of like my old dog. Like, so it weirdly makes me sad.
Makes me think of my high school Spanish class because every time the teacher was out, the only movie that we had for the sub to put on in Spanish was Tarzan in Spanish. So
I love that.
I've seen it so many times in Spanish, like way more times in Spanish.
You know that was also Phil Collins recording the Spanish songs. Like he recorded in like 80 languages or something stupid like that.
And that's why it's like still, and all of the songs are in Spanish and they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And like it's like I couldn't tell you all of them, but there are definitely some of them that like, yeah.
All right.
I love it.
Jake, what's your go-to Disney karaoke song?
Mine is Love is an Open Door from Frozen. And so Steve, we were talking about music the other day, and I was like, yeah, I can kind of sing sometimes. Most of the time I can't. Whatever Santino Fontana's vocal range is, that's what mine is, because when he belts door, it's one of the only notes that I can consistently hit every time. So, and that's literally just my favorite part is that I get to belt door randomly in the song really loud.
I like that. That's a fun song.
And also it's a duet. You get to have another person up there with you. You get to play off of each other. It's fun.
Yeah. Frozen's a tough musical to sing along to. You got Idina Menzel in there. You got Kristen Bell. She's very good. And then what's his name? I'm blanking on his name, but he's an excellent singer. He played the king in Hamilton.
Jonathan Groff.
Yes.
Jonathan Groff. Yeah.
Very difficult cast to keep up with, but
I mean, he's
if
like
you
a
can
Tony
do it,
winner, so, yeah.
Yeah, like a few Tony winners. It's very, very talented.
Yeah,
can we talk about that for a second? Can we keep bringing Broadway people into these musicals, please? Because look at like what Wicked's doing.
Yes.
Look at what Idina did with Frozen. You bring Broadway singers in, they're gonna kill it.
You get a good musical, like that's. You don't need you need somebody who can do musicals.
If you look at it, like if Frozen is a perfect example, like I wouldn't count Kristen Bell as like a stage performer. I know she started her career that way, but like Idina Menzel, Jonathan Groff has done a lot of stage production. Josh Gad, multi-time award winner for stage productions.
Yeah, for
like you just go down the list.
Super,
yeah.
And if Kristen Bell is your weak link and she only sings like this one song, then like so be it. You got a great movie there.
Yeah, you're killing it. If Kristen Bell's like your weak link, you're 1,000% right.
If your worst singer has also been the star of a Broadway production, you're doing something right.
Right. Like I just think the way to do it.
Was Kristen Bell in?
She was The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. She played. Her stage debut was as Becky Thatcher in that, and then she also appeared in the Broadway revival of The Crucible.
Okay.
Oh,
but both
that
plays,
play
not
makes
musicals.
me so mad.
But okay, yeah.
Yeah, that play makes me so mad. But for those of you who don't know, like Idina Menzel is the original Elphaba in Wicked. Jonathan Groff made his money in like so many different. I think Spring Awakening.
Spring Awakening was his probably first
maybe.
big one.
Yeah,
he's been in like so much. Well, he just won also for Merrily We Roll Along.
Yeah, and Josh Gad was in the Book of Mormon.
Yep.
I think he won for Book of Mormon.
He was like original cast Book of Mormon. Yeah.
He was the original guy in Book of Mormon. So like SeaWorld and Disney. Yeah. So
top tier talent.
Top tier talent. Trash, take us to our last pick here for what we got.
Let's get down to business. It is I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. Sorry. That song is so good. And you know that I'm doing all of the voices. I am acting it out. I am doing the little fight sequences. Like you have to. And that song is
I'm right there with you. I'll belt that out of my car too.
I do want to give it was such a close second, and I normally wouldn't do a second here, but I do need to give a really good shout out because my next one would be I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules. Hercules is underrated, but at the same time, why are we doing a live action? And why is that live action not with Danny DeVito? Because he is not in it, is he not?
I've heard he's going to be in it, but I don't know who's in it. I don't know if they've really.
I don't know.
That's an official cast or
maybe
not.
It's only
I've
been
seen a lot of people
speculation.
I feel like
okay,
there's an official cast. I haven't seen anything from like Disney yet.
I feel like everything I've seen is a mess of cast.
Yeah, until Disney. I know people are talking now, like because now everyone's fan casting Paul Mescal as Hercules and Ariana Grande as Meg. So
I don't think she's Meg.
You know what? At this point, I won't question her. I won't question her.
I mean, fair.
She's so good as Glinda that I won't question it.
No, and like Ariana got her start. Like she is an actress first, and everybody forgot that. And like,
yeah,
and she has got her start on Broadway. So like, yeah,
she did.
Anyways,
she did. So that brings us to the end of our show. We covered a lot of topics. If you're watching this still and you're still with us enjoying this stuff, please like, subscribe, share, comment, let us know. Give us your Mount Rushmores. Tell us your picks on Kalshi. Let us know how you're doing on Kalshi. Let us know what you're watching lately and what we should be watching, because as you can tell, there's one thing we love to do, and that's watch some shit. We are going to listen. We are going to watch. We are big on that kind of stuff. I cannot wait to get back together with you guys. And it looks like maybe toward the end of this month, we'll be handing out some big award show energy. So I am really excited to be getting that going too. So thank you both for being here. Trash, where can the people find you?
Y'all can find me on Twitter, X at Trash Sandwiches. That's me.
Great. Jake, where are the people going to find you?
Yep, you can find me on Twitter at Perry_FF. If you like fantasy football content, I do all of that through JWB Fantasy Football. And if you like golf and other entertainment stuff, you can find that right here with Popcorn and Root Beer and In Between Media.
Wonderful. And you'll find me at Steve_Lawson93 on Twitter. And I think that's the same on Blue Sky now. So you'll find me there, and you'll find Popcorn and Root Beer's YouTube. That's where I post a lot of stuff. But the main thing you want to follow is In Between Media. This is where you're going to find Popcorn and Root Beer every month so far. And we're going to bring you more and more betting odds and betting ways to make money off the entertainment industry. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Take care.